Okay, so this is Chelsey Marks. Here is our OCCI certificate, my driver's license. I am wearing all my appropriate PPE, dosimeter, gown, and I will be wearing the lead gloves, and I'm wearing the thyroid shield right now. We have our patient here positioned for a left lateral radius ulna view. We're going to be measuring the thickest point, which gives us 3, which according to our technique chart is 120 MA, 124 time, 5 MAS, and 65 kVp. So, my gloves here. I'm also going to be using some brown gauze to pull the leg more cranial, and I will be pulling the opposite leg caudally. We don't have a left marker, so I'm going to be placing a backwards marker and adding a marker later. So we have our patient in position. We can collimate down a little bit more and take the view. And there is our shot. This is Chelsey Marks. Here is our OCCI certificate along with my driver's license. And here's my appropriate PPE, my dosimeter badge, my thyroid shield, the gown, and the lead gloves. Our patient here is sedated and going to be having a right lateral stifle shot taken. We have our right marker placed, and we have collimated down to include the appropriate landmarks. And our machine settings, according to our measurement of her leg, are 120 MA, 124 time, 5 MAS, and 85 kVp. And there we go. We get her positioned. Take the opposite leg out of the shot. And there is our right lateral cycle. So this is Chelsey Marks. This is our OCCI certificate, and my driver's license there. Here I am, wearing my dosimeter and my lead gloves, my thyroid collar, and my gown. This is our patient. We're going to be taking a left lateral thorax on. He is anesthetized and not breathing. So we have him positioned here in left lateral recumbency. We have our marker and our settings on the machine, according to his measurement, are 120 MA, 160 time, 2 MAS, and 85 kVp. And we have it collimated down to include just the chest, the thoracic inlet, and the ribs here. So I'm going to extend him and take the shot. And that should give us that image right there. This is Chelsey Marks. Here's our OCCI certificate and my driver's license. And we are wearing our gloves and the dosimeter badge and the lead gown and the thyroid collar here. And this is our patient. We're going to be taking a right lateral abdomen shot. And he is under anesthesia, so we're breathing for him. We have our right marker placed, and he's in right lateral recumbency. And according to his measurements for an abdominal view, the MA are 240, time is 140, MAS is 6, kVp is 80. We have it collimated to include the appropriate landmarks. And we will extend his legs out and take our shot. There's our image, upside down, but it won't be long. Okay, this is Chelsey Marks. This is my OCCI certificate here, along with my driver's license. And I'm wearing my appropriate PPE, the dosimeter, the thyroid collar, the lead gown, and I'll be wearing the gloves as well. Patient is positioned for a right lateral extended cervical spine view. And this patient is anesthetized for the view. to help with positioning. So we don't have any foam wedges to help with the rotation of the neck. So we have a towel propped up here, and I'm going to try my hardest to rotate just a little bit so the neck is completely parallel with the table. We have our right marker placed, and we are collimated appropriately here. And according to our measurements, the MA that we require for this shot is 240, the time is 140, MAS is 6, and KVP is 96. And we will be extending the neck slightly, pulling the legs cranially, caudally, I'm sorry, and taking the shot. And there's our shot. So this is Chelsey Marks. We are going to be taking a VETT pelvis on this patient, and here's our OCCI certificate for Evergreen, my driver's license, and you can see I'm wearing all my PPE today. The lead gown, the gloves, the thyroid shield, and the dosimeter badge. For this particular patient, her measurements show that we should use 240 MA, 130 time 8 MAS, and 70 KVP. We have her positioned here. She is anesthetized but waking up, so hopefully we will be able to place this on her and not have her move too much. So that. Go. And then we have our right marker placed under here, and once I get her legs pulled out, it will be in the right spot. We have it collimated down to include the appropriate landmarks for this shot. Here we go. Yes, sweet. Okay. And taking the shot. And we should have our image here. There we go. Here's our OCCI certificate, my driver's license, and I'm wearing all the PPE, dosimeter, gown, thyroid shield. Here is our remote, and we're using incisors, small animal, and the only variable here that we can choose from is the time, which is 0.125. We're going to come over here to our patient and position the x-ray tube head to be over the film. The film is in position as well. Breathe for a second. And we are going to walk more than 6 feet away from our tube head, and we are going to take our image. And it should be here momentarily. And there is our shot. There is our OCCI certificate. Here's my driver's license, and I'm wearing all the appropriate PPE, dosimeter, my gown, and my thyroid shield, and we will be more than 6 feet away from the machine. We're going to position here for a right maxillary canine shot, and position the tube head here. Breathe for our patient. Okay, and the settings on the machine, the only setting that is changeable is the time, and it sets it itself for a canine and a small patient to 0.2. So we're going to shoot, and we're way back away. And our image will come up here in a second. And here it is. This is Chelsey Marks, and this is my driver's license here and the OCCI certificate for Evergreen Veterinary Hospital. And what we're going to be taking today, the image is a GI contrast study, obviously the alternate one because this is a stuffed animal. So the first thing they want us to talk about is some reasons why you would do a GI contrast study. If your veterinarian suspects a GI foreign body, if the pet's been vomiting and not passing any stool, possible ileus, megaesophagus, megacolon, or tumor of the GI tract, things like that. Reasons that you would not want to do a GI study would be perforated stomach, if you suspect that, a GDV, which is more serious, and actively vomiting. If the patient is vomiting right now, we would not want to put anything down into that stomach. So first things we're going to do is take our scalp film, because our veterinarian has determined this patient may have a GI foreign body. So we will lay our patient on its side in right lateral recumbency, place our marker here, and we're going to be measuring the patient over the stomach. And our measurement is 10. For our machine, 10 centimeters means 240 MA, 140 times 6 MAS, and 63 kVp. So for this patient, we are in right lateral recumbency. And we'll stretch them out here. We have collimated appropriately, and we have our right marker in place. I'll take the image. Okay. And image looks good. So what we're going to do next is bring the patient up, and we are going to measure our tube that we're going to be passing barium into the stomach with. So the tube is measured from the last rib, which I'm guessing is about here, to the tip of the nose. So we've placed a piece of tape here. All of my supplies I've gathered over in this area. The tape is placed so that you don't accidentally insert the tube too far into the stomach and perforate a diseased stomach. So we have our tube measured here. The best way, cheap economical mouth prop, is a 1-inch tube of, or roll of tape here. So being a stuffed animal, this is a little harder, but you would do like so and have the patient bite down on that. So we're going to lubricate the tube really well so the tube passes very easily and you don't injure the patient. So when placing the tube, you want to stay ventral, not dorsal, so that you know that you're in the esophagus and not in the trachea. Another way you can check is take your laryngoscope here and check for placement. And when you can see that it's in the esophagus, you're good. This patient is going to get 60 mL of barium administered via stomach tube. Ooh. Alrighty. And we'll go ahead and remove the tube here and take our first film. So these types of films are taken in 30, 60, 90, 120 minute intervals. Depends on what your veterinarian wants to see. So place our marker here again. And put on our lid gloves. And we're going to be taking a right lateral again to see if the barium reached the stomach. Again, appropriately collimated and positioned. And there is our barium in the stomach. And then we are going to be taking a VETT. So we're going to rotate the patient here into the VETT position. Again, right marker is placed. Patient is extended. You want the arms and legs extended away. Okay. One more view. And there is our VETT